Belief is the one thing that will cost you nothing, but has the potential to give you everything. And so this is a belief conference. This is about raising your game. This is about going to a new level. This is about believing that you can. This is about no longer looking back, but looking forward. This is about taking all the steps that you've been afraid to take. That's what this is all about. And so I challenge you to take the steps. I challenge you to look at the examples that you have here. And anytime there's examples in the front of you, then that says that you have the same opportunity to win, and to win big, and to win greater. I am so thankful to be in a company that has no limits on me. That nobody can push me down but me. You're in the same type of company. And that's why I took the risk. And that's why I quit my corporate job. I saw that there were no limits. And so yes, I was one of those who had the big corporate job. I quit that corporate job and moved to Chicago. When I moved to Chicago, I knew nobody. Absolutely nobody. And some of you got to take some risks. Some of you have to take some big risks. Big risk, big reward, little risk, little reward. Take some big risks. And so in moving to Chicago, knowing nobody, the one thing I did figure out that anybody in their right mind would not move to Chicago in the wintertime. Okay, that's the first problem. Okay, anybody know how much snow they get in the wintertime in Chicago? Does anybody know how cold it is in Chicago? And I moved in December and said I wanted it bad. I had made the decision at that time, and I was no longer going to step back. I was going to move forward. But at that time, I was divorced and had 2 daughters, and I'm so thankful for my incredible husband, because guess what I want you to know, girls, single girls, look me in my blue eyes when I tell you this. He saw my numbers, and he said, I choose you. All right, so you ain't got to go looking for him. You get some good numbers, and I promise you, everybody got their eyes on you. So single girls, get those numbers up. They'll look for you, okay? He looked for me. All right, so I tell people all the time, and the Primerica was incredible to me because it changed my life. I met my husband in the business, but the greatest gift, everything about my life changed because of this incredible company. Okay. And so one of the things I want to share with you is that you have the greatest business opportunity in America, bar none. And was it easy for me? Let me tell you what I did. You see, when I moved to Chicago in December, I moved on a sales leader's contract. Now, Margot, anybody in their right mind would never quit their corporate job and move on a sales leader contract. Nobody. Do you know anybody that ever done that? Team leader? Well, I'm here to tell you that I wanted it bad. But a sales leader contract? So the first thing I did is I sat down and I made a plan. That's a message for you. Make a plan. So I made a plan, and the plan was, since I didn't know anybody, my phone was not ringing, let me get my investment license. I didn't know anybody, so let me go ahead and get that done. So in December, I got my investment license. But remember, I moved to do something big. So in January, I started getting out and meeting people. I started going to churches and asking them about having programs in their church to teach people about how to get out of debt, teach folks about leaving legacies, teach folks about investments. I started knocking on the doors of the churches, y'all. And in doing so, I was able to put a lot of programs together for churches, and I started there. But that wasn't the only thing that I did, because this is a people business, and you got to get out and you got to build some relationships. So I got out and I started meeting people. And I had developed my script, and I practiced that script morning, noon, and night in the mirror. You got to practice your script in the mirror. You got to hear yourself, and you got to see yourself smiling in the mirror. There's just something about smiling that energy just comes up. And so you got to get excited about it. And so I teach my agents is that we practice in the mirror. I want you to see yourself smiling as you practicing your presentation. So I go out every single day, and here's what I would do every single day. I'd say, how you doing today? Good. How you feeling? Not too bad? People always ask me, I always ask people how they feeling, because that tells me the temperature. So you feeling good today?
Yeah.
Good. You looking mighty sharp. What you do?
I just looked around home, nothing much, just looking out the kids.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you keep your career options open to bringing in some extra income?
Yeah, that's not difficult, the time, not enough time.
I think I got an opportunity for you. Would you look at it if you could make the kind of money that will change your life? Would you be willing to take a look at it?
I think I'll do it, yeah.
Let's share phone numbers, and then let me give you a call, and I'll set up a time and spend about 15 minutes with it and show you to it. Show you that. Is that okay?
Okay. Are you free tomorrow?
Girl, I'm supposed to ask you. Now, wait a minute. You got to pay attention to the people. Because what did she just do? She told me she was interested, and she moved that ball. See, you got to pay attention. But I got out every single day, and I had an opportunity to put 10 business cards in my pocket every day. And I wouldn't come home until those 10 business cards was gone. Because I had moved to Chicago, I had a daughter in college, and I didn't have any money. True story. So I get out every single day, and I go, and I say, hey, look, who do you know? See, because I never would ask that person if they needed some extra income, because I never knew who I was talking to. And so I would never want to insult anybody. So I go around all the time looking for people that I can give a compliment to. I want to compliment everybody. So I'm looking for you. So when I see you, I'm saying, man, that's an incredible jacket you got on. It looks good on you. And now here's a guy. He might want to put the make on you, right? My husband will look good in that blue jacket. Let's keep it on business. If you're here to grow a business, you're here to grow the business. And so I dispel that right up front. And so that's an incredible jacket, and my husband will look beautiful in that jacket. Now we know it ain't about us. It's about business. Hey, what do? Do you keep your career options open? Would you make a career change if the money was right? Would you do that?
Absolutely.
Give me your name and number. I think I got something I want to show you, and let's spend a few minutes together. Is that okay?
For sure.
I'm sorry. My name is Clara Debrie, and your name is?
Alan.
Alan. All right. Thank you, Alan. And then we're going to exchange phone numbers. And I'm going to call Alan tomorrow. I'm not going to wait. Now, when I call Alan, what do you think I'm going to say to Alan? Man, have you still got that blue jacket on? You know why I'm saying that? I need Alan to remember me. I need Alan to remember me. So I'm either going to say something like that to Alan, or I'm going to say, when I call you, Alan, don't you act like you don't know me. And so I'll call Alan, and I'll say, hey, Alan, this is Clara Debrie. And he said, who? See there? You acting like you don't know me. All I'm trying to do is bring that attention and that remembrance back to me. And I would do that all day long because I didn't know anybody. And if I get home or almost home and I got 2 cards in my pocket, I got to keep going. I got to go by Walmart. I got to go to the gas station. I got to go Walgreens. I got to go something. Why? I done made a commitment for me and my family, and I got to keep going. Right. Here's the greatest process, is that you're cultivating relationships. That's what you're doing. You're cultivating relationship. You're not bothering people. You're offering a service that will change the family's lives. And so you got to feel good about it, and you got to feel proud about what it is that you do. And therefore, when you reach out to individuals, Don't ever think you're bothering people. You're changing their lives forever. They just don't know it, that it's going to be changed. And so the greatest gift is I want to show you something about an opportunity meeting. Can I see Bill Gates? Let's do Bill Gates first. You see, Bill Gates had an opportunity meeting. But I want to tell you a story about Bill Gates. See, I want you to know, everybody knows Bill Gates, know Microsoft and everything. Bill Gates had an opportunity meeting. You see, Bill Gates was involved with IBM. And at some point got disappointed in the process. And made a decision that he was going to go out big, he and his friend, on their own and build something so gigantic. Bill Gates says, I don't know if we're going to make it. He said, but I got this vision, I got this dream, and if I give it all I got, I believe that I can do some incredible things. So he had his first opportunity meeting. Let's see who shows up at his opportunity meeting. Here's the individuals that showed up at his first opportunity meeting. He had 10 guests. Now, here's what he said to them. He says, I don't know if we're going to make it, y'all, but we're going to form this company. And one day I believe it's going to be big. I really believe it's going to be big. And he says, I want you to come with me. And as I build this business, I don't care what level you are in this company, you're going to make a whole lot of money. He says the janitors are going to be wealthy. He says the clerks are going to be wealthy. He says, I'm going to give you some stock and you're going to be wealthy. He says, if I can just get you to believe in what it is that we do, you will be wealthy down the road. So let me show you what happened to the folks that showed up to his first opportunity meeting. Click it. Bill Gates and his partner became billionaires. Billionaires. Because they believed and they hung in there and they were willing to do the work. Click it. Those individuals became millionaires because they believed, they joined them, and they hung in there. I'm telling you a story. And now click it. Those individuals end up broke. Why? Because they didn't believe and they did not join him. That's right. They did not believe and they did not join him in business. And those individuals ended up broke. Wow. I want to show you that because I want you to know that you're in an opportunity today that will change your life, that will make you millions, that will make you all kinds of money, that will fulfill your goals and fulfill your dreams. If you're willing to do the work, your life can be totally different. If you have big goals and big dreams and people are not laughing at them because, if they're laughing, then they're not big enough. You got to have big goals and big dreams and things that you want for you and your family. And sometimes we have to reach on the inside of us, and if we don't do it for ourselves, do it for the family and those in the past that didn't get a chance to have the same opportunity. You see, I remember that my grandmama died broke. I remember that my great-grandmother died broke. See, they didn't have access to the information about finance. And so I carry the torch today, and you carry the torch too, to change the family's lives and give them a shot. And so what is it that you do? You create legacies. Legacies. Life insurance is a legacy plan. When you buy life insurance, what are you buying? Money. That's all you're buying is money for the family. Why do we buy just a little bit for the funeral, and the funeral man is the only one happy, and we die and there's no money for the family? There's no money to raise the children. There's no money for the kids' college education. And there's no money to pay off the house. We're not homeowners. We are mortgage owners. We die, the real owner, the bank and the mortgage company, going to show up and put your family out. So why aren't we leaving enough money to pay off that mortgage? Because we don't understand. See, my folks didn't understand either because they didn't have access to the information. But you have it. You have the information, and you have a chance to do something so gigantic, so big, that is absolutely incredible. So after I get done roughing up my ages, here's what I tell them as we go to the next one, the 6 points. You know, everybody want to come and complain about everything. The first thing I help them understand, Jeff, you don't have no business. This is my business. You in my base shop. And you don't have a business. So until you become an RVP, you are an employee almost in my business. You get to function as an independent agent, but we have rules, we have guidelines, we have things that you have to follow. And so it's my business. And so you don't have the opportunity to do all kinds of crazy things that will take our business down. So we follow compliance. So when the agents come into my office, they want to complain about this and complain about this, I tell them I got 6 questions for you. So before you start complaining, here's my 6 questions, and then we can talk about your complaint. 1, all right, how many names and numbers did you get today? I'm going to hear your complaint after we talk about these 6 things. How many names and numbers did you get today? Okay. Okay. How much time did you spend on the phone today, setting up appointments today? Yeah, how much time did you do that today? We're going to get to your point. The next one. How many appointments did you set today? Because, see, we in business together to build something big. So how many appointments did you set today? Okay. How many appointments did you do today? I know you want to complain. I know you didn't like the way I did that opportunity meeting. I know it sounds pretty tough. I know it. But how many appointments did you do today to make some money? Okay. So now, what were the results of what you did today? Did you make some money today? Because this is about your goals. This is about your dreams. This is about you having an opportunity in this business to do something big. So what was the results? How much money did you make today? Did you make any? If all of the questions you answered and you said none to the above, then you really need to leave. Think about what you had to say. Because I promise you, if you've done all those things, those same questions and comments are not going to be that important. Why don't we talk about this tomorrow? Why don't we just talk about it tomorrow? Now, I say that to not be cruel, but here's what I'm saying to you. Is that you are building a business that's going to last a lifetime. And you got to be focused on the things that's going to help you win for you and your family. Everybody got issues. Jeff just told you about the taxi person had a challenge. Everybody has them. If you get caught up in everybody's issues, everybody's stuff, you can never focus on winning. Sorry. You got to focus on winning for you and your family. This company will give you a chance to do something so gigantic. And for those of you who are here for the first time, I want you to know that we all had a first time. We all had a first time. But we made a decision that it was right. And so let me help you understand about it being right. See, when I think about what we do for families, and I just think about the life insurance, when I think about that life insurance and I realize that we had 22 clients that died during COVID. And every time I think about taking those checks to those families, $750,000, $500,000, got killed in a motorcycle accident, $400,000, $300,000, seniors, $50,000. And I think about those faces, Jeff, as I went in to talk to those families about what this money could be worth to them in the future if they do the right things with that money. And when I sat there and I listened to the families, every single family was thankful that we came. There were no excuses. They were thankful. But let me say this to you. Every time I think about having an insurance license, it's incredible. Let me show you about an insurance license. Let's say that I met Alan. And I asked Alan, do you have an insurance license?
No.
Why not?
I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in it? Alan, do you know that the first generation secret to wealth is insurance? Did you know that?
I did not.
Alan, do you know that the survey says that the #1 career, the fastest way to wealth is in the financial services and the insurance industry?
No, I did not.
Check it, it's on the web. That's a true story, y'all. So Alan, since you don't have an insurance license and you don't believe in it, can I just take a few minutes and just kind of show you what I do?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, thank you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show Alan about that family who could not make it after the husband died. I'm going to show that to Alan. Alan, what do you think is going to happen to this family's home? They're going to lose it. Alan, what do you think those kids are going to say as they struggle in life? It's going to be tough for them. But Alan, if somebody would have come and helped that family understand about life insurance, Alan, that family would have been better. Do you believe that?
Absolutely.
So Alan, let me ask you. Let's say that you sat down with a husband and a wife, and you helped that family put together a program for them. Let's say that you put $300,000 on the husband, $300,000 on the wife. Let's say that that family's gonna spend somewhere about $100 a month for that life insurance. So now, Alan, I only spent an hour with that client because I'm gonna educate them, and then I'm gonna take good care of them, okay? So I spent an hour with that family. How much do you think I would make for the hour of time? And then how much is an hour of time here in the UK? How much you think I made?
Maybe $100.
$100? Alan, that's why you don't have an insurance license. You think I'm having a $100 an hour conversation. Alan, I just made on that $1,011.
You what?
Yes, Alan. Is that incredible?
It is.
Alan, God put a DNA on the inside of us. And that DNA is that where we are to help others and serve our fellow man. Did you know that?
I did.
Alan, a doctor does what? He goes to school, he gets a license, he passes an exam, and he goes out and he helps individuals and he nurses them back to good health. Is that right?
Yes.
Alan, what I do is I help families who don't understand, especially people like you who say they don't believe in life insurance, okay? And I show it to you, and I show you what happens to the family. And see, I serve that family financially, and I get paid to nurse that family back to financial health. Isn't that incredible, Alan, that you have an opportunity to do that with me?
I do.
Alan, the only thing that I need from you to get you started is I need to get you a business ID number. And that business ID number is going to cost you. Alan, can we go ahead and get you started and get your business ID number?
Right now, yeah.
All right. Now, how does he not believe, but now he believes? I want you to see that how powerful that insurance license is. And when you have it, if you're willing to get out and help the families, that you literally can change the families' lives. Life insurance is the #1 way to first generational wealth, according according to the survey. And we have the shot and the opportunity to do it and to do it big. So what do we got to do? We got to do just what Jeff showed you. We got to build a hierarchy. We got to get out and talk to families. We got to get out and find who wants a chance to change their lives, who want to make some extra income, who has goals and dreams that they're willing to fight for, who is willing to fight for the family, who is willing to give it all they got, who is that individual. And when you do that over and over again, not only will you change the family's lives, you'll change the lives of those who you reach out and touch and that you recruit into the business. I understand that you guys had an opportunity to meet one of my top earners, and that's our king. And I want to tell you a quick story because that's exactly how I met our king. You see, I went to our king's house because his mom had passed away and she was our client. And I understand that he was on one of your Zooms. Many of you had a chance to listen to it. But our king makes about $350,000 a year. I met our king when his mom died. And when I went to the house to talk to the dad about investing the money, the dad told me he was going to take the money to Chase Bank. And I ain't going to tell you what I said, but I'm going to tell you what I said. I said, no, the hell you ain't. I service this policy. I took care of this family. And the dad says, well, I'm taking the money to the bank. Why do you think the dad says he's going to take the money to the bank? He's not educated. Yeah. Nobody ever taught him the difference between savings and investing. See, education is so critical. So I sat there and I fought with him. Once I helped him understand that rule of 72, he now says, my mind is open. I see it. See, education is so important. That's what we do. We do not sell people. We educate people. And we change people's lives.
Come on.
That's what we do. So after fighting with the dad and he finally agreed to give me the money, I wasn't going to leave. But what happened is, Arkeem just happened to be at home. And so I said, Arkeem, have you ever thought about a career in finance? And he said, no, lady. He says, I just got my master's degree in sports management. The Phoenix Suns are recruiting me, and I'm moving to Phoenix. And I said, okay. Have you ever thought about being in business for yourself? And he said, no. He says, I'm the youngest in my family. He was 25. And he says, nobody else in my family ever owned a business. And so there's a strong possibility that I will not either. I said, well, Arkeem, have you ever thought about having a mentor that will train you and develop you and teach you how to make $100,000 a year? He said, lady, you sitting on the southeast side of Chicago. Don't nobody in this hood make $100,000 a year. If they do, the police is looking for them for illegal activity. And I said, no, I'm serious. I'm serious. I said, I want you to come over to my office. I want to show you some things. He came to the office. He heard the presentation. He joined me in business that day. And the best part about it is I educated him. I showed him that the dad's check, that the dad sat there and talked with Arkeem about how it would create generational wealth. How if that money was being used properly, that things in the entire family forever will be different. So Arkeem joined me on that crusade. He did not go to the Phoenix Suns. He came with me because of the value of what we do. But here's the greatest gift. When Arkeem went over $100,000 a year, we celebrated. When he went over $200,000 a year, we celebrated. When he went over $300,000 that year, I said, Arkeem, tell me about two of your goals and dreams. Let's start making some of those happen. So his first goal was he was living on the south side of Chicago in a neighborhood that wasn't right for him. I said, where do you want to live? And he says, my goal was to live always downtown Chicago in one of them big high-rise buildings. I said, well, let's go find a place for you. He lives downtown Chicago in the big high-rise building. The next thing that happened to him, he says, Coach, I've always wanted to drive a Mercedes-Benz. I said, okay, let's go buy one. So we go to the car dealership. And so we looking at this car, black Mercedes-Benz E-Class he wants, and he's looking at it. And this sales rep comes out and says, you like that car, don't you? And he said, yeah. And the sales rep said, well, I see it in your eyes. You like that car. You know, they know how to do it to you, right? And he said, yeah, I like that car. So then he says, well, let me get the finance manager so we can make it happen for you. Our king looked that guy in his face and he says, look, when I decide on the price, I brought my finance manager with me, my checkbook. See, because he practiced the principles of saving and investing his money so he could write a check for that car. Right. So now let me show you how crazy he is as I wind down. 2 weeks later, our king got a brand new Mercedes-Benz. Black on black. Okay. Young people, I'm praying for y'all. So I'm at the office. And so our king calls me. He says, Coach, you at the office? I said, yep. He says, I want you to come down to the parking lot. I said, for what? He said, just come down to the parking lot, Coach. I want to show you something. So I go down to the parking lot, and I'm looking for our king. I don't see our king. And all of a sudden, he started blowing the horn on the car. And I'm looking. Our king had taken that brand new black Mercedes-Benz to the hood and had the boys to wrap his Mercedes-Benz in gold, and when the sun hits it, it turns orange. Is that crazy or what? So I said, Arky, why did you do that? Because I can. See, I say that to you is because you may have some goals and some dreams and some things that you want to happen for you and your family. I want you to know that this incredible company will allow you to do it. Why? Because you can. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Clara Debrie. Great story. I hope that all of you brought either, you've got your mobiles, so you're taking notes, or a notepad, and I hope that you'll write this down. If Clara can do it, so can I. And here's what's amazing, guys, is, we have a little saying that success leaves clues. Yes. If you go do what Clara did, then you can have what Clara has.
Amen.
I loved your story about the insurance licenses. You were role-playing there with Alan Palmer. And I'd like to show you a real quick video that we did that I think really ties in well with that story that Clara just shared with you. If we can go ahead and roll that video, please, on Gavin.
I got to know about Genistar through a friend.